What up, guys? This is the Grand Slam, guys. Welcome. This is not your usual kind of podcast episode or mini podcast episode. This is more of a this is a top list that we have because all three of us here, which it's me and Robin, and then we are returning guest, Mr. Gage. He's back, and all three of us we consider ourselves we like playing video games, and
We're gamers.
we're the gamers. Uh, but we're just like, what were our top games of 2021? And so I'm gonna read out what basically this new segment stuff that we're doing, videos that maybe we'll do more in the future, most likely. But here's the title, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Grand Slam's top list of said year.
Well, we just have the graphic over the screen, right?
It'd be
part
right.
on YouTube where it happens, and then there's this celebratory music going on. There's confetti, and then we bring the xenomorph in. This
God,
is
I
gonna be
hope so.
This is gonna be hell for Edgar. I'm trying to make it impossible for him to edit this.
And then it'll be impossible. But then when I look through the edit, I just don't do them. And then it's just I just don't do them.
This is all he does. He just puts JPEGs of confetti. There's no GIF. It's just JPEG.
It's not even transparent.
A white background
Yeah.
with confetti going. And there's the xenomorph just there. And he's there on the left. I don't know where on my left, but he's there on the left.
He might not even be on the left. He's probably somewhere around, but who knows?
I want the fuzziest, low-quality JPEG you can find.
That's gonna be a challenge. Well, not really a challenge, but it'll still be a challenge because it's gotta find one. But yes, we are here. It's the Grand Slam's top list of said year. A bit of snizzling because I need some allergy pill.
2021.
Yeah, 2021. This is our top games of 2021, specifically our top 5. And as I told Robin and Gage, and I'm going to tell you, audience, the way that we did this was we have honorable mentions, so that's what we're going to go through first.
Oh boy.
And then we'll each go around to our top 5, and then 4, 3, 2, and 1. And one of the things that I added was, you could have a couple of games that came out in 2020 that you played in 2021 that could be on your list. So, because I have like 1 or 2 games that came out in 2020 that I played in 2021 that I want to mention on my top 5 because those were the games that I played. Because this is our fucking list. You don't tell us what to do. But if you would like to,
I swear to God, Owen. I swear.
Go do your car movies.
You and your brother Luke better stay the hell away from this list. All right. Otherwise, I'm gonna be coming for you, Owen Wilson, specifically.
Yeah, but also if you would also like to like and subscribe to this channel and follow us on everything we have, that'd be great. But this is our list.
From Texas.
So if you don't like our list, just tell us in the comments below.
Son of a bitch, just.
Robin's just angry. Robin's just angry right now.
I'm just mad, bro.
You're making me angry, bro.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
Making me angry, bro. I don't like that, bro.
I think Edgar's in the right area, but he hasn't seen that episode. I feel like, Gage, are we talking about the same thing? Please tell me that. I did show him I showed him 4 episodes. I showed Edgar 4 episodes the other day of Smiling Friends.
Yeah, Smiling Friends.
So there's a lot more than anyway. I gotta find that clip and share it to Edgar.
But yes, now. Well, before we get to our top 5, as we're usually saying, we're gonna do our honorable mentions. So, since we got our guest, Mr. Gage here, what are your honorable mentions that you have in your list that didn't make it to your top 5?
Oh yeah, I got like 10 of these. So let's just quickly go over them. Starting just anywhere. Definitely want to bring up Cruisin' Blast on Nintendo Switch. Awesome, wacky, great port of an arcade game called Cruisin' Blast. If you want like a super fun racing game that's not, say, like Mario Kart or something like that on Switch, definitely check out Cruisin' Blast. No More Heroes 3. Never thought I'd see a No More Heroes 3, and I'm super happy it exists. You should definitely pick up 1, 2, and 3 on Switch.
I don't even play Enemy, but I was very surprised that they announced the third one.
I know.
Oh yeah.
In a positive way, yeah.
I was super happy it happened. New Pokemon Snap. Definitely loved that. That was definitely a welcome return. Definitely happy to see that come back. Nier Replicant on PS4. It definitely won that Best Soundtrack Award at the Game Awards and didn't get its music played again, but Nier is still a great game. Pac-Man 99 actually came out.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that came out this year.
And that's a fuckload of fun, as I trademark. Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's definitely a interesting jumping in point if you've never played the Yakuza series, but it's also a really interesting and great.
Is that on PS5 also, or is that only on Xbox One?
I think it
Or
should
Xbox
be.
Series X, whatever it is.
It should be on everything.
Okay. I do want to get this is somewhat related to the Yakuza series. I do want to get into Judgment and Lost of Judgment. Apparently they put Judgment on PS5, which I didn't know that. So I was like, oh shit, cool.
Yeah, the Judgment series seems to be picking up where the last Yakuza left off in terms of gameplay. And Yakuza Like a Dragon is going to be spinning off into its kind of RPG style of gameplay.
Yeah,
so
it is on PS5. It is, okay.
Next one, definitely got to pour one out for Toys for Bob, and that's Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Nice.
That was a incredible game. Incredible return to Crash Bandicoot. Feels awesome to play. And with recent news, I hope that maybe Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions are pulled out of the Call of Duty mines and maybe something happens.
Maybe a Banjo-Kazooie remake? You know?
I'm talking about Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. I ain't talking about bullshit.
Fuck you, bullshit.
Like Banjo and Kazooie.
Oh no, not a gamer fight. Not a gamer fight.
Gamer fight.
No!
My beaten and forgotten console mascot is better than your beaten and forgotten mascot. Next one, I definitely want to throw one up for Melty Blood type Lumina. Definitely a surprise, and it's really good. Wish the online was a little bit better, but there are things that are a little strange about it. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it's definitely a surprise for me that I loved it so much. So, Melty Blood, great fighting game.
Nice.
And the last one I want to bring up in honorable mentions is a game that I've been playing for a very, very long time. And by that I mean like a year and a half. But it was definitely an incredible experience, but since it's more of an expansion and not a actual full game, it's Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. I don't think I've ever been more emotionally drained by reaching the end of Endwalker. It was definitely incredible to go through.
Damn.
If you ever get the chance to play or have any kind of feeling of playing an MMO, check out FF14 if they ever release free version trials again, which I think they might open up again. It seems queue times have seemingly gone down since the expansion launch, and if you ever want to jump in, do it. It's an incredible journey through every expansion.
I've heard a lot of good things about that game. I mean, it did win Best Popular, I think, game at the Game Awards.
Yeah, fuck you, Fortnite. We take those.
Alrighty. What about you, Robin? Do you have any honorable mentions that you want to talk about before we get to our top fives?
I don't have a lot compared to Gage over here, but I have two, technically three, but one of them I ended up putting it in my top five. But I'll get into it when we get to the top fives. So my two that I'll say then, honorable mentions, is new Pokemon Snap, like what Gage has. It's a really, really enjoyable sequel, really, because that's what it feels like. And it's just cool that, you know, this game that I played on my brother's 64 for a good long while, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. And then they made the new one, and I played it, and it's just awesome. It's so colorful. It's really fun. The second one that I had my honorable mentions is Mario Party Superstars. The times that I played this with friends over, it's just really fun to play some actual Mario Party mini games and the boards. There we go. Like I just really hated how the Super Mario Party one kind of changed how the boards look, and I'm just really glad that they brought it back to the original format as it looks, and it was just fun to play. So those are my two honorable mentions.
Not bad. I got similar. I think I only have like two honorable mentions. The first one I want to bring up is Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. I think that was mechanically is a really fun game. I just really hope that they continue to build up and improve the game through in 2022. They said they have a roadmap that they're planning on, that they're trying to add stuff that a lot of audience were requesting. So I'm really hoping it continues to get the support it deserves. My other honorable mention could kind of be of a surprise, but there's a reason it's in my honorable mention, is Monster Hunter Rise. The only reason it's on my honorable mention instead of my top 5 is because I have not finished beating it. I'm still through the story mode, but from what I've been playing, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like a shit ton of fun with Monster Hunter Rise. And that was because I tried to play Monster Hunter Ultimate 3, I think it was, on the Wii U, and I was really confused.
Yeah.
So I never, and that's kind of where I stopped from Monster Hunter stuff, because I never knew how to play it. And then Monster Hunter Rise came in, and I really like the wire bug mechanic that they have in there, and it just makes a lot of the momentum really fun, and kind of that faster movement that I really wanted in the Monster Hunter games.
Yeah, I think my first experience with Monster Hunter wasn't Generations, but I think it was like 4 or 3 on the 3DS. It was a free trial, and I was like, what the fuck is this? but until I finally got my hands on World after seeing streamers and content creators play it, I was like, oh, this is super, super fun. And yeah, Rise is definitely super cool.
Yeah, and now it's on PC, so I'm thinking I could maybe get it on PC in the future.
It is no longer chained down to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I know that's where I'm playing it at the moment, and I'm just kind of surprised that it actually runs really well on the Switch.
Yeah, definitely, but you could play Definitive Edition on your PC.
Yeah,
actually,
and you could do mods on it now.
I definitely might check out the Switch version again, because I mostly dropped it because I just couldn't play it anymore. Because at the time I didn't own a Pro Controller, I just had the little plastic shell that you would snap your Joy-Cons onto, the one that you get with your console. And
yeah, I know
my
what you're talking
hands
about.
were dying at the end of every hunt. Ooh. And I was like, oh, I can't play this anymore, dude.
Yeah, that's what I've been. I had a Pro Controller, so that's what I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise on. And so I'm like, that's how I've been enjoying it with it a lot. But yeah, I guess we could start off with our top 5 games, which all of us will start with our numero 5. So
Okay.
we'll start with you, Mr. Gage. What's your number 5 on your top 5 games of 2020 Uno?
Number 5. Okay. So number 5 will come as no surprise, as we just talked about it. It's Monster Hunter Rise.
Mm.
Nice.
Definitely coming off of World, which was like my real true introduction into Monster Hunter, which I absolutely adored. Rise is definitely, it's a bit different. It offers something different than World. I do like a lot of the new mobility options, especially the wire bug mechanics. I think they're super cool and offer a lot of cool traversal mechanics, including the Palamute, which allows you to cover large distances really fast. And despite it even coming out on Switch, I was really surprised how decent enough it ran.
Mm-hmm.
I think it held, for the most part, it held like a solid 30 for the most part, and I was at least happy with that. But now going into a PC version, definitely looking forward to a full 60 and just smoother gameplay. And I liked more of the customization options they had with your Palamute, Palico, and the weapons themselves. You could outfit your movesets with different types of gear. And the gameplay loop of Monster Hunter is just really fun.
Yeah, it's very satisfying to kill a lot of the monsters in there. I'm still kind of like at the beginning, because it took me a while to adjust on the controls. And I think the weapons that I really like to use is the dual swords and the giant, like katana sword looking thing.
Yeah. I definitely branched out a whole lot more in terms of weapons. Because in World, I mostly stuck to my sword and shield, which is my favorite weapon. But in this one, there's definitely a whole lot more variety. Like I said, with your moveset customization.
Yeah.
And so I've definitely picked up different things, say like the katana, the insect glaive, the what was it?
The hammer?
Not the hammer. Well, just some other weapons around there. Oh, it was the switch axe.
Oh, the
I think
switch
it was
axe?
the switch axe. Yeah.
That's what should be called.
Because I loved going into the axe for and just mashing the one button and just going doosh, 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 and while you just wild swing your axe back and forth. I loved it.
I do want to try the hammer weapon though, because I know that when you use the wire buggy, you just do like a giant spin of like hitting the hammer.
Oh yeah. I have a friend who's always singing on about the hammer. It's just
Hammer time.
Yep.
Oh.
It's just more of what I loved from Worlds kind of built up upon. Definitely want to see how much better it is on PC. Because I know sometimes like the little tower defense sections kind of got a little rough, especially when there were so many monsters in this tight little area. It definitely got rough on the Switch, so I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But yeah, really like Monster Hunter Rise.
Hell yeah. I feel like it would have been on my top 5 if I had more time with the game.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Mr. Robin. What is your numero 5 of 2021, Robin?
So here's the thing, I have a top 6.
Oh
So
shit.
one of the honorable mentions is number 6. I'll do number 6 and number 5. Number 6, I'll do that quickly. So number 6 I have, because it was just so good I had to put it on the list, that I'm enjoying it so much so far, is Ready or Not. It would be higher. It would be higher if it was there was like newer stuff that I could play with, because right now it's still in like beta and we're waiting on the January update. Like the supporters, like there's like 2 different versions. There's the regular version and the supporter edition. People who have gotten the supporter edition, they are getting the January update a little earlier to try it out first to make sure everything works, and then everybody else gets the January update. So it's really fun. It's a SWAT game. It's based on quote unquote realism aspect stuff. And you know, it's just fun to play something where just tactical like that, and it's very reminiscent of the old SWAT 4 game.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
this looks a lot like SWAT, which I picked up on the GOG summer sale.
Yeah.
I picked up SWAT 4, and I'm like, this game's fucking great.
well then for you, Gage, I highly recommend getting Ready or Not. It's I think like
Okay.
$40 on Steam right now.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're just gonna keep adding to it. They just basically released it in December for everybody to play it. And people say that they hated the multiplayer thing that they tried to do, where it was like
Yeah.
PvP. Well, now that it's a PvE game, it's a lot better, and it's also focusing on what it's supposed to be focusing on, which is the tactical aspects, like in SWAT 4.
Mhm.
So I recommend it. It's really fun. And at my number 5 is Hitman 3, which that came out this year. So
I was about to say, no, it didn't.
yeah, it did. Like I thought it came
forgot,
out.
but-
Yeah, I thought it came out in like in 2020, but no, it came out last year. And I'm glad that it got better and better, because when it first released, it was fucking rough. Like nobody could really play it day one because the servers were just fucking up.
Yeah.
And then they got it fixed the next day, and then people couldn't move their old files from the 2 previous games into this one, so they had to fix that. That took about a week.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it had a really big rocky start, but after that rocky start, the game is just fucking awesome and is a great ending to the new Hitman trilogy. And now that they're still working on stuff and they're adding more stuff to it, they're starting a year 2 in terms of content. So I'm excited for what they're about to release there. Like one of the new maps is like Agent 47's safe house, where you can it works as if like your that's where your base of operations. You can set up your missions there and then go from there to the mission area. And it's fun. I really enjoy it. I'm excited for the new stuff that's coming out. And
I do want to try Hitman out. I haven't tried it, but I always see, like, whenever I hang out with Robin, I always see him play it. It looks fun.
They're making a complete edition of Hitman the trilogy that's releasing sometime soon. It's also going to be on Game Pass. So and
Wait,
it'll come with
which trilogy? The original or
the new
ones?
one? The new ones. Yeah.
Will it include all the content that
I think so. Yeah.
Like the fucking limited content that would only be there for like
I think
a
so.
few weeks?
I don't know. I really don't know the whole details. I just know that it's the 3 games plus the DLC stuff that's a part of them, and then that's all I've heard. And that it's coming to Game Pass. So that's my number 5. That's my number 6 and my number 5. So
now I don't feel so bad about having 10 things on my honorable mentions.
Interesting. I feel like you both of you have this on your list, maybe a bit higher, but I guess because how I rank it, I have it there. But on my number 5, I have which is the game that is I would consider the most surprising game to ever come out of 2021, Guardians of the Galaxy.
oh yeah.
I was not expecting this game to turn out the way it was because of how shitty Square Enix created the Avengers game. And hearing it first and seeing the first trailer really didn't intrigue me at first. But then as more people were like, dude, this game's really good, you gotta try it out. And after playing it, I think it was the best story that Square Enix came out with any kind of Marvel property they had. Like, this story was really engaging to the point where, like, I would stay up till like 3 or 4 in the morning just to finish a chapter so I could see what's going on next. And the gameplay of it, I enjoy a lot of the gameplay. Sometimes it could be, when I played it, there were some glitches, so it's hard to get like an unlockable costume for a character. So like there was this glitch that would soft lock you in the game, and you had to restart the entire game. You had to restart the level to go back to that. Thankfully they did fix it, and they've been doing kind of like quality of life updates on it. But I think it's not focusing on the gameplay right now, but focusing on the story itself. I really think they did a really fantastic job, and I'm excited for what they can do for the future of this, because there's a lot that they have that they can really just continue building on upon that. They've always hinted bits and pieces in the story that I won't spoil, but it even showed with Robin. Like, I remember we hung out and he started playing Guardians, but the story itself, it's really fucking good. And it's like that kind of branching where like everyone takes like their own different path, and so there's like that replayability there, because there's parts where I went one direction and that's where I followed, but then when Robin or someone else took a different direction, they had a completely different like side story in there, which I never saw. So I was like, that was some really cool like bits and stuff that they added in the story.
Gives it replayability.
Yeah. And so I think this game was the most surprising game to come out this year, because I had no expectations. I was not even going to play this game at all until people started saying that it was really good. So I'm like, you know what, let me give it a try, and I don't regret it at all. And I think it does deserve to be on my top 5 list. But now we're going to numero quattro, number 4. So Mr.
Number 15.
Can I get the number 15?
What is your number 4 game of 2021, Mr. Gage?
The next on my list is number 4. A game I have to complete before my Xbox Game Pass runs out. Psychonauts 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I do need to get on this and finish this, because Psychonauts 2, one of my most anticipated games to whenever it needed to come out. It came out, it's, from what I've played, still super, super fun, super, super enjoyable, and I've always loved the stages in Psychonauts, the concept of going inside someone's brain and just the limitless amount of possibilities and the way art direction and level design can go into it. And yeah, that first stage in Psychonauts 2 is fucking great.
Damn.
And what comes after that's also great. And I am always looking forward to what comes next. Still super, super funny. I was a little afraid it would kind of rely on, say, like, really dumb, either gross, cringe humor, but no, it still kind of keeps that childish fun of the first Psychonauts, which I really, really enjoy.
I need to finish the first Psychonauts. I played a bit of it on stream, but I never got the chance to finish it. But I really that was my reason I wanted to finish Psychonauts 1 so I could play Psychonauts 2.
Yeah. Psychonauts 1 was like one of the first games I ever bought on Steam, and it was something I always wanted to play. I don't know why I never picked it up. I owned an original Xbox, but man, just loving Psychonauts 2. Really need to. Just other stuff has gotten in the way, say like when I'm not fiending in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel or just doing nothing in Final Fantasy 14. I should be playing Psychonauts 2.
Robin, your phone's vibrating, Robin.
Sorry, it's HBO Max giving me an update for some reason.
Well, you should tell Bugs Bunny to fuck off. Sorry, that was too violent.
Jesus,
That was uncalled for. My God.
I thought we were having fun here, just talking about video games, fucking roasting Bugs Bunny.
Sorry about that. HBO Max,
Yeah.
if you like us, yeah.
I was a little iffy on the controls. I think they changed. It's definitely a different engine, but it was a little weird getting used to some of the controls. But I thought after a while I got used to them, and I thought it definitely has a tighter gameplay compared to the first one.
Interesting.
So yeah, if you've never played Psychonauts 1 and 2, I highly recommend them. They're super fun platformers, really, really funny humor, and incredible level design. But not good enough to win Best Art Direction at the Game Awards, but
yeah, for some reason,
it won in my heart.
I think
One
it
of my
won in
best
everyone's hearts, man. I think it won in everyone's heart. But hell yeah, I need to play some Psychonauts in the future. What about next, you, Mr. Robin Machuca from Robin Machuca? What is your number 4 game of 2021?
My number 4 game is Insomniac's Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I really enjoyed playing that game. It was really fun. It was a new platformer for me because I never played the Ratchet and Clank games. So this was, and what a start for me to go into, because I just love the worlds that they've made in this. Especially, it's a game that's supposed to be, utilizing the power of the PS5, and what a game for a console launch video game. I was just so amazed by it, the art in it, and it was really fun. I haven't had that kind of fun in a good long while for a platformer video game. So that's my number 4. I just liked all the different weapons that you could use, and
yeah, it's a hell of a fun game.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's my number 4. I'm sorry that mine when I'm talking, they're just very short, but
So
that's just so simple for me to talk. It's
good game. Good game.
Yeah, good game. Good game.
iPhone.
iPhone.
Wow. iPhone.
Oh, wow. iPhone. Wow.
Wow.
iPhone.
My number 4 game in this top 5. It's a small game, so that's why it's not very high on my list. But I put it there because I really loved it. Bowser's Fury, which came out with Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This is a very, very exciting kind of small expansion, because it uses the mechanics of 3D World and and the power-ups from that game, and it's just like this giant open land that you can explore, and it expands throughout the entire game, and it gets me excited because it kind of hints at what the future of Mario games can be and what quality of improvements they can had, which could be interesting. It could be a future Mario game coming to the future, or a sequel to Odyssey, but it does a lot. It's a lot of fun. The fast travel with Plessy, the giant sea dinosaur. It's super fun to ride around there. A lot of the platforming is really great. They have cat shines, I think that's what they're called, which is basically moons or shine stars. But I think it's such a really well made land, because you could beat this in 3 or 4 hours, but if you want to complete it, it's around there too. But I think just for what it was, I think it was such a great addition to 3D World. They didn't need to make this, but they did, and it's such a fun expansion to play around with. The world just expands as you collect more shines, and a lot of the platforming is really, really well done, and you can choose whichever items you want to use if you've collected throughout the adventure, and just travel around like that. And the music, oh my god, the music in this game is so fucking good, dude. It's really it's I don't think it did not have to be this good, man. But they just added it with 3D World because it's in the same art style and same gaming mechanics. So it was such a blast to play around. So number 4 is mine is Bowser's Fury.
Nice.
Mr. Gage, what's your number 3 of 2021?
Okay. Number 3, it's probably only relevant to me, but it's definitely a favorite of mine, and it is our Lord and Savior of fighting games. It's Guilty Gear Strive.
Hell yeah.
Leading up to Guilty Gear Strive's launch was a definitely test in patience, as the game was originally delayed from its 2020 December launch because of the beta tests that had gone through, and through developer what did they put out, surveys to get responses from the players. They went back and added glorious rollback netcode to Guilty Gear Strive. But unfortunately, it didn't come out unscathed, as the lobby system is just really whack, and it's really hard just to get matches going, you know? It's really slow logging into the game. Getting to the match just takes a really long time.
Yeah.
But everything else around it, the music, the visuals, characters, it's all top notch. It's all incredible. It is a feast for the eyes, a feast for the ears, definitely.
Nice.
Going back to other games that have come out and previous, like Guilty Gears, Strive is in a weird spot, as they try to definitely simplify certain things about it, and I could finally see with a little bit of perspective on why people were so down about it, but I still think Strive is an amazing game.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
The music's super fucking good in that game. I listen to it a lot.
This was a pretty decent year for fighting games. I definitely think last year... Was it last year? I'm forgetting. There was definitely a year where like it was just one fighting game after another, and it was definitely the year of fighting games. But this one was definitely pretty good with Strive, Melty Blood. We had Nickelodeon. We had the announcement of the Warner Brothers game. And definitely excited to see where we're going to be going from here, with potential Street Fighter 6 news possibly later in the year.
King of Fighters 15.
Oh, King of Fighters is coming out
in February.
Next month.
Which I'm like, oh shit.
Hopefully another DNF duel beta. We're hoping for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And yeah, Strive is still getting more characters. Another one coming out in February too.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, Strive's still amazing, and it's still going strong.
Nice, nice. What about you, Mr. Robin? What's your number 3 of 2021?
My number 3, I recently played this and recently beat it. My number 3 is Halo Infinite. Played it on the PC. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't the best Halo story that I've ever seen, but for 343, if I'm talking about 4 and Guardians, and then now this one, it's like, no, it is the best one of the 3. It felt like a Bungie game for the first time after 343 acquired the series. So I felt like it felt like a Halo game, which was like, I've been waiting for myself to say that, because Halo 4 it didn't feel like a Halo game. It felt like a Call of Duty game with Halo stickers on it. And not Infinite. I haven't played Guardians, but what I've heard about Guardians, it is not good at all. There is like they kept teasing that there's going to be a fight between Master Chief and Locke. They only meet like once or twice, and it's just slapping each other, and then there's no real big fight. In the end, they end up working together, and then it goes right into 5 goes right into Infinite, or at least I think, because it seems like story-wise that there's a lot of stuff that retcons what happened in 5, so they're trying to make it like 5 didn't happen. But despite all that, this is probably the best story that 343 has made. It is a new way of playing a Halo game, where it's an open world. and there are boss fights in this game as well, and it was really fun. It felt like a Halo game, and I really enjoyed it. So that's my number 3 is Halo Infinite.
I definitely forgot about 4 because despite owning it, I always forget that it exists.
Yeah,
And you said Guardians, and it took me a while to realize that Guardians was 5, and I was like, he said 4 Guardians and Infinite. I was like, where's 5? Oh, it's that one.
Oh man, I want to play Halo 5, even though it's bad. Mostly because I've played every Halo game except for 5. If we're talking about the main Halo games instead of like Halo Wars, I've only played the first Halo Wars. I think. No, I didn't play Halo Wars 2, but I don't know. Well, let's see. I don't know where they're gonna go now with this, but we'll see what happens. But yeah. So, Edgar, what's your number 3?
It's a game that came out last year, but technically came out this year, because of its expansion, which is Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut.
Okay.
I got this when I was one of the lucky ones that I was fortunate enough to get a PS5, out of the blue, and in the bundle it came with Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut. And so that's what I started playing it, and my god, that game is so fucking gorgeous. It's a beautiful game. I really enjoyed just exploring around the lands and like fighting like these samurai style combat stuff thingies that I can't speak right now, but those combat stuff I like. It mechanically was really fun and satisfying to do these kills and going around becoming the samurai that saves Tsushima, and I just really enjoyed the atmosphere overall. Was just really great to go through, and then the expansion of A.K.A. Island was even great as well. It gave it a bit of a more challenge to the game itself, because it was I played it on like hard, and so it felt like it had a challenge there, and then A.K.A. Island just gave it like kind of a more of a challenge, which I really appreciate. And I also played the game in Japanese, with Japanese English subtitles, and it's kind of hard for me to go back to the English voice acting, because for me personally, I really feel that the game kind of shines when it was in his Japanese voice acting. It really fits it really well. If you haven't had the chance to play the Ghost of Tsushima, I highly recommend it. It's such a fun game to play, and just the environment and the world itself is just really beautiful, super gorgeous. But that's my number 3 of 2021.
Nice.
But now we go to Gage again. What is your number 2 of 2021?
So number 2, it might come as an absolute shock to people if you weren't listening up to this point, because it's Guardians of the Galaxy. So just to talk a little bit more about Guardians of the Galaxy, I was in the exact same boat. I was like, oh god, what is this? Oh, it's a Guardians of the Galaxy game. This trailer is actually pretty good, but it's by Square Enix again, so I was very on the fence about that. Mm-hmm. But it was made by a different team. It's still produced
by Square Enix?
By Square Enix, but it was made by different teams. The Avengers game being made by Crystal Dynamics, and Guardians being made by Eidos Montreal.
They're the ones who are behind the Lara Croft games, right?
That was Crystal Dynamics.
Okay.
Eidos Montreal is Deus Ex.
Okay. There.
Are the Deus Ex games. So I was definitely interested on what was going to happen, and after it did come out, I was like, haven't heard awful things about it. People say it's pretty good, and definitely hearing from you guys talk about it, I was like, maybe I should pick this up. I do love Guardians of the Galaxy. And when I picked it up, I was like, okay, this is pretty decent. And as I just kept playing for hours and hours, I'm like, this game is great. I need to. And whenever I wasn't playing it, I was like, I gotta get back to it right now. Because, man, just love the music, the gameplay of it. Gameplay is really simple, but super easy to get into, and didn't really get, I'd say, boring after a while. I was definitely having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
I think playing on a bit of a harder difficulty really helped too. But yeah, like as soon as I would do something of importance, say like making choices, I was immediately thinking about, man, I wonder where this second choice was gonna lead. And even after I beat the game, I was like, I gotta see where the game like diverges, if it like changes dramatically or not. And I'll just leave that to people who haven't played it to find out for themselves, because I thought this game was just blown away by how good it was. Because yeah, my expectations were definitely painted by Marvel's Avengers, I'm sure, like everybody else. And the game is no masterpiece by a long shot. Definitely a lot of texture pop in, enemies getting stuck in the air when you can't kill them, and have to restart the entire combat encounter because enemies either fell through the floor or just didn't spawn, stuck in a wall. I remember there was a sliding section where you're like sliding down a hill, and I just fell through the fucking world and blank white abyss.
Yeah, there's a handful of glitches in there, but I feel like they fixed some of them, but I think there's still some glitches in it.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, and it could be a little annoying at times, but it never really hampered my enjoyment of the game, and definitely a huge surprise for me of this year. And yeah, if it's definitely not on the same par as, say, a Spider-Man or even a Miles Morales, which is like an improvement over Spider-Man, but this is probably like one of the next best.
Yeah,
if you're interested in like Marvel games, I definitely recommend Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hell yeah. Now, what about you, Robin? What's your number 2 of 2021?
My number 2 is Resident Evil Village.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really liked this continuation of the Resident Evil franchise, especially this new trilogy that they're working on, where it's survival horror, it's first person, and it's just really fun. I really enjoy it, and I'm excited for what the DLC is going to be when they announce that, whenever that will be, and I'm also excited to see where it goes into the 9th game. So it's just a really fun game, especially with what's her name, Lady Damascus or whatever.
The lady that sold the game.
Yes.
Yeah, Lady Demetrius.
Demetrius, yeah. Damascus. It's Damascus.
It's Damascus.
That's Assassin's Creed 1.
Nice. Very cool. Very cute. I don't have it on my spoiler alert, I don't have it on my list because I haven't played Village yet. Because I still need to play 7. I know.
Monster.
I know. I'm
Monster. I am going to find Owen Wilson.
No, please don't. No, please. Anything but ka-chow.
Oh,
But-
wow.
Wow. My number 2 of 2021. Not much of a shock. We've dabbled on it a couple of minutes ago, which is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. For me, this was the reason I wanted a PS5. It was the only game on that they said it was exclusive to PS5, and I was determined to try my best to find one and buy one, because I played the Ratchet and Clank the movie, the game, which is way better than the fucking movie. And I just love the variety of weapons that are just so weird and so wacky that's what makes the game so much fun. And just the variety of weapons you get here and the movement and like the quality of life they add to this game is so much fun. I think the dimensional rift portals that can transport you back and forth was a really good way to kind of show the strength of the PS5, and also was a great mechanic to use in the game. I just had a lot of fun with Ratchet and Clank. I had such a blast with the game, to the point where I basically kind of 100%ed it. I just need to do the new game plus. But I had so much fun with Ratchet and Clank, man. You have no idea. If you want to get a PS5, this is a game that you should definitely get for the PS5, because it is super dope, super good. So
Definitely great.
what did you say, Robin? The fuck did you say?
I like how there was a pause and then you just hear Gage go, "What the fuck? Shut up!"
It's $70. Come on, man. I'll get there.
But now we come to the final round, or the final one, our number one game of 2020 Uno.
To the second round of honorable mentions.
So Mr. Gage, what was your number one game of the year?
Well, it just so happened to be my most anticipated game of 2021, which I realize is now an immediate lie, as my most anticipated game of 2021 was Guilty Gear Strive, and the main reason I bought a PlayStation 5. But this was the next best thing. So my number 2 is actually my number 1.
Oh shit.
But I was super, super excited for this game, and despite me not really playing Guilty Gear Strive on PS5 and just going to the PC, and then not speedrunning this game on PS5 and needing to get the PC version, it is one of my favorite games of this year. Definitely my top game of the year. It's Resident Evil Village.
Ooh.
From its trailer to its demos that came, the weird limited time demos that came out, my hype for this game just increased, and I was super, super excited to play it. And when I played it, I absolutely loved it.
Hell yeah.
I even played the whole game on stream. Those VODs are long gone, but man, that was just a super fun You can only go through Resident Evil Village once, and that first experience is something else.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I could just think back and remember clearly going through every section like the first time, and it was incredible. Going through it multiple times after, I definitely picked, and looking back on it now, I could definitely pick up on some of its weaker aspects. I think towards the end it does kind of get a little messy. Especially the final level just isn't too great, but I still really, really enjoy it. I think in retrospect, 7 is the better game. It's definitely a lot tighter, but I think Village is still super, super enjoyable, and I loved every minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited where they go from here, because with basically the original Resident Evil trilogy remade, definitely want to see where they go from here. And
like I am excited to see what they do in 9, as well as hoping that the rumors are true, at least that the guys who made the remake for Resident Evil 2, that they're the ones that are working on Resident Evil 4, and that it's going to come out soon. I want to see what they do with in terms of the remake for Resident Evil 4, because like I'm sure I would really enjoy the original Resident Evil 4. I just can't get into the controls for the aiming thing. It just it pisses me off every time, and I'm like, this is the reason why I'm never going to be able to play this game fully, is because of how the aiming mechanics work. Like I don't like it, but I just don't like tank controls.
Yeah,
so that's just
it keeps the tank controls and standing still while shooting, which definitely got fixed in it actually got fixed in the Revelations game.
Oh really? Oh,
and
nice.
And then they brought those over to the remakes of 2 and 3. But yeah, your definitive edition would definitely be the VR version.
Yeah. Which is only on the Oculus Quest 2.
It's a bullshit.
Yeah.
Bring it to all the other ones. Come on.
I have my Oculus sitting right here.
I have my PSVR sitting there, and I want to be able to use it on the PS5.
I have no VR sitting right here, and I want to play it on VR.
I mean, damn, Resident Evil 7 never even got a VR port to anything else. That's stuck on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And they didn't even... I understand why they didn't do it, but I think it would have been cool if they were to have made a VR version of Village.
Yeah.
But I can understand why they didn't do it, because it's like, it was on the verge of the new console coming out, and they were wanting to wait for the new VR headset to come out. And it also just takes a whole bunch of work just to make a version for it in VR.
Also, the visuals of 7 definitely suffered for having to have a VR version.
Yeah, I think that's also why they're waiting for the new version. Because the specs on that new VR headset is fucking... Oh my god, it's fucking awesome.
I feel like there is a chance we're gonna see it this year. There might be a possibility the PSVR 2 will release this year, but it also could run like early 2023. But I guarantee we are gonna see what it does and what more games will be in it in the coming months. I feel.
Are we gonna hear anything about Ace Combat 8? Hell no.
As I check my imaginary watch, I still don't know when that Resident Evil Village DLC is coming, so...
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm hoping we'll hear about that this E3, and then they're saying that it's actually releasing next week, or some shit like that.
Available now.
Available now. We're Bethesda. We're running this bitch.
Woo!
There was another game that I wanted to... Now as we're just going into E3 stuff, but like there was one other thing I heard, one game that I heard that they're going to be showing off at E3. Oh fuck, I forgot. I think it was like a rumored game that I was really excited for. I don't remember. It's not gonna come to me.
Well, speaking now that Robin is speaking, let's ask Robin, what was your number one game of 2021? Your game of the year?
I mean, is it any surprise? Because you said, like, pretty sure that we all have this on our lists. Number one is Guardians of the Galaxy for me.
Yeah.
To me, this was the best. To me, this was game of the year for 2021. Even because, like, in my playthrough, I didn't really witness a lot of the major glitches that you guys did, but so that kind of added to the favoring of it being number one. The best story that I've ever heard from a Marvel game from this year, and it was just the gameplay was just really fun. There was some repetitiveness, but that's also kind of like so did Ratchet and Clank and Hitman 3 as well, and Halo. Like all these games really have some kind of repetitiveness to it, except for Ready or Not. That could go sideways at any moment. But especially with the snap aim that the AI has, that's apparently fixed in this new update. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy. So I really enjoyed playing it. It was one of the best stories I've ever heard. I love the jokes that were in it. I like the atmosphere they made. I'm excited for a sequel for this. To see what they're gonna do with it. I'm glad that hearing from what Edgar told me of what he played, that it's different every time apparently, and it just makes I still want to get it so I can replay it. I don't own it, but I want to own it. So that's my game of the year. That's my number one, is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hell yeah.
Edgar, what's your number one? 2020. What?
2021. I think it comes to no surprise if the audience have seen us talk about games throughout through the Grand Slam podcast or our Game Awards mini episode that came out a while ago, which you guys could check out. But this game actually made me love this genre that's been here for such a long time, and I just want to go and delve into this gaming genre that there is, and it's all thanks to Metroid Dread.
I thought you were gonna say Fortnite. Fuck FF14.
Fortnite's my number one game. I love Marshmallow.
And he just says, and that game is Avengers for the PS5. Now I really enjoyed this game.
I lied about hating. No. It's
Rage Shadow
Legend. But no, it's Metroid Dread. The history behind Metroid Dread is just kind of it's whack, which was supposed. Yeah. It's been 20 years, literally 20 years in the making for Metroid Dread. It was there, got canceled, and it came back. I never played any other Metroid games. I've dabbled in Super, and I've dabbled on the Game Boy Advance game Fusion, but I never really sat down and played an entire Metroid game. And I've just heard so much about it because Metroid is the queen of Metroidvanias. Metroid and Castlevania are two big games that created this defining genre that's just been growing. And I never dabbled in a lot of those games, so this was kind of my first introduction into it. And what an introduction it was. The movement and the gameplay is so satisfying to pull off. Like, this is like, it's very refined, and I think the environments that you explore through it are super dope. Like, just going around and things in the background moving around, and they pop up and they come into play in the coming as you continue through the game, I think was such a great idea. The power-ups are ones that come from previous games, but they also bring new things and new quality stuff that I learned from it. And the story's like nothing big or special, but it was such a satisfying way to end it, especially since this is the end of the Metroid series, which is the Metroids. And I'm really just hoping that they continue to make these 2D Metroid games, because they're just so much fun. And this was made by Mercury Steam, which was a company that did the sequel remake of Metroid 2. And they did a really good job that they got him back to work on Metroid Dread. And this is a game that you don't know how it was going to turn out, because it's a game that a lot of fans were waiting for years for. So they're like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Like, everyone's like wondering what it would be. And this is also from coming off of the announcement of Metroid Prime 4 that's just been delayed, and we don't know when it's going to come out, and people are waiting for that. So this was just
still waiting.
Those fans are still waiting, and none of them expected them to release a new 2D Metroid, and not just a 2D Metroid that's new that continues the story, but Metroid fucking Dread. I was shocked when they announced it. I was like, "Are you shitting me, dude? Like, what the fuck?" Because I wasn't a Metroid fan before, but now playing Metroid Dread, it's a game that I would love to go back and replay it over and over. It's just so satisfying and super dope to play with, man. If you want to try a new genre of games that you haven't tried before, like if you haven't tried any Metroidvania games, I would highly suggest playing Metroid Dread. It is so much fun. So much fun, and that's my video game of the year.
Nice.
Yeah. But I guess overall the 2021's video game year was very kind of specific. There were some big games that came out that really blew up, and then you had those kind of surprising games like Guardians of the Galaxy was one of the big ones, I would say. I think was the most surprising one. And then you have Metroid Dread, and then you have Ratchet and Clank coming out, and then you have all these other games that came there. But I think I'm excited for what they'll have for 2022. which I kind of want to bring up the question to you guys. What's something that you're excited for 2022? What's your hopes, your dreams, and things that are coming out that you are excited to play in 2022?
I guess I'll go first. Hopefully we hear anything about Street Fighter 6, even just like a logo, I guess, just to know if it's being worked on or not.
Yeah.
Fucking put rollback netcode in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, you motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
And finally, I was just thinking about it. Shit. God of War.
Ooh.
I just want God of War.
Because I know recently PlayStation posted like a thing like, oh, here's our games that are coming out in 2022, and God of War is one of them. And I'm just really hoping they very soon, they give us a release date. Because I'm so ready for God of War Ragnarok. I am so ready for that game. What about you, Rabin?
Well, I'm excited for Ragnarok to come out, as well as Gran Turismo 7, which is a game that at least that I'm interested in because I'm interested in cars. I'm excited to hear Hogwarts Legacy. That was the game I was trying to think of. That they were it's possible that they're probably going to talk about that at this E3. That's supposed to come out this year.
Yeah. I want to hear more from Warner Brothers. Hopefully about an Injustice or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I'm excited to play Gotham Knights that comes out this year. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga comes out this year.
Yeah. That one I'm excited for.
I want to hear more about the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. I'm still kind of like iffy about it, but I want to hear more about it. I want to get the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection for the PS5, which it's just Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy, but made for the PS5. And they're just good games. I just want to play them again.
Oh yeah.
Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League comes out this year. That the Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora game is supposed to come out this year.
Oh shit, that's right.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
I kind of want to get Pokemon Legends
Arceus,
but I'm still kind of like iffy on that.
I think
Space Program 2 is supposed to come out this year. That's another game I'm excited for.
I know. I'm excited for Elden Ring to come out. I was lucky to try it out a while ago.
Oh fuck!
And
Starfield comes out this year.
Oh shit, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Play it on my PC.
Another game that I'm personally really excited for is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That's another good one. Yeah. I'm really excited for that game. I'm probably gonna try out Pokemon Arceus because it does look like it's taking a different direction, and I'm really hoping it's good. Oh yeah, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. I'm really excited for that. I do want to hear more on the Spider-Man game. I want to see what they have since there is like a 2023 release date for it. God of War, I'm super fucking excited for. I cannot wait for that. Breath of the Wild 2, that's another game that I really want to see what they have in store for us for that. I want to know what the fucking title is of that game. King of Fighters 15, I'm stoked to try out King of Fighters 15 since I'm a Terry main in Smash, so obviously I want to also sorry if you guys can hear a car outside. I don't know what those people are doing. But DNF DNF Duel is another one that I want to try out again. I really hope they add a training mode if they do another beta with it, because I was really confused when I first got in. I got my ass kicked 7 times in a row.
There's another one. I hope that they can. It's not going to release this year at all because I just want them to talk about it a bit more. But KOTOR remake.
Yeah, that's true.
I want them to talk. I want to hear more about it.
Oh yeah, and speaking of that, also I guarantee they will show during E3. I don't know what day, but they'll have more on Alan Wake Part 2.
Oh yeah.
Because they did say that they have more to show in the summer.
I hope that they'll talk about Project 007.
Ooh, that's
The
right.
James Bond IOI game. I
Yeah.
want them to talk about it. I hope they have something to show. If not, that's fine, but I hope it's not canceled, is my thing.
Another one that I'm thinking of, I really hope that rumor of Mario Kart 9 is true, so we can see what their twist is, or what they have in store for that.
Mhm.
I kind of hope that it's, I don't know what kind of twist would it be, but I kind of hope they add more, like, Nintendo characters in it. I feel like that would be a good way to, like, deviate from Smash Brothers after that's finished, since that's finished. One dream that I really have, I really hope they do a sequel to Mario Odyssey, or like a brand new open world Mario game. I'm really hoping for that, similar since we do have a new Zelda, like supposedly coming out this year, so I'm really hoping we hear more of that too. But 2022 kind of looks like, oh yeah, Bayonetta 3, obviously.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want to see more of that. I want to see more of my waifu Bayonetta. Come on, please. I'm begging you.
Oh my God.
I'm begging you, please. Don't delay it. Don't make me cry. But yeah, I think 2022 looks like it could be a promising year with a lot of other games coming out, and more that I don't think we know yet. But ladies and gentlemen, that was our 2021 list, our Grand Slam definitive list of a year of that title. Of course, I want to thank Yee, and this, of course, I want to thank our special guest Gage to be part of our kind of new segment show, and being a lovely guest on here. That you could follow him on his social medias and on his Twitch in the description below. On the description below, you could follow him on the Twitch and on the Twitters.
Yep.
And then for us, you could follow us if you like this video. If you have issues of what we thought of video games, comment on below. Subscribe to our channels, onto our Spotify, on our Twitches, everywhere where we're at in the links description below. Same thing with Robin and Will and all that pizzazz and shaz. Here's to hoping 2022 is a good year. Stay safe out there in the world, guys. And if that, any last words from you two before we head off?
Owen Wilson, I'm coming for you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Robin is chasing Owen Wilson. Tune in next time when he tries to find Owen Wilson again.
Jump the shark. Tune in next week where Robin Machuca jumps the shark.
You won't believe what happens next. But with that, everyone, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
See ya.
Adios.
Oh God, I'm gonna shit myself.
Ah.